What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Getting Grip Sports Football. Today, we are going to be looking at what happened to all the quarterbacks that were featured on QB1 Beyond the Lights in Season 1. I'll be coming out with episodes on Season 2 and Season 3 later, but today we're going to be focusing on Season 1. QB1 is a hit Netflix documentary about high school quarterbacks on and off the field. In Season 1, there was one NFL player, one Tate Martell, and one player who ultimately never amounted to anything. So let's start it off with that player who never did anything, Tavon Bowers. Tavon Bowers from Bishop McDevitt High School originally was recruited by Wake Forest, where he spent 2 seasons. He had no playing time his freshman year, and during his redshirt freshman year, which was supposed to be his sophomore year, he played 8 snaps and handed the ball off each time. He spent 2 years at Wake Forest, then transferred to Gardner-Webb, where he is currently a redshirt sophomore and is the backup there. Next up is possibly the most hated high school football player of all time, Tate Martell from Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, Nevada. He never lost a high school football game and was offered a scholarship to Texas A&M right out of 8th grade. You might be wondering, how the heck is he not a star right now? Well, he was too cocky. He was his own downfall. He originally committed to Texas A&M, but then he uncommitted, and then he signed with Ohio State. His redshirt freshman year, he was the backup to T.J. Barrett, and he played in 5 games. In 1 game against Tulane, he was 10 for 14 passing, 115 yards, and he also had a rushing touchdown. His redshirt sophomore year behind Dwayne Haskins, he played 1 game, 10 for 10 passing, 121 yards, 1 touchdown, and 95 yards on the ground, and another touchdown. Later, he transferred to Miami because Justin Fields won the starting job at Ohio State. He wasn't supposed to play a year, but the NCAA granted him a pass on that so he could play right away at Miami. He is currently a redshirt junior, and he was supposed to start this year, but De'Aaron King won the starting job after he transferred from Houston. He still has huge potential, and I honestly still think that he's going to make the NFL, even with just 1 starting year next year, just because of how good he played in high school, and his couple games against Ohio State, he only threw 4 incomplete passes. He's a dual-threat quarterback, and I still hope that he makes it to the NFL. I do think that he deserves it after all the hard work he put in, even though his cockiness will probably be his own downfall in the NFL. The final quarterback, the NFL player, is the 3rd string to Josh Allen on the Buffalo Bills, Jake Fromm. He's from Houston County High School, the same high school as Deshaun Watson, and he almost broke Deshaun Watson's records there, which is highly impressive because Deshaun Watson was one of the greatest high school quarterbacks of all time. He committed to Alabama, then later decommitted and signs with Georgia. Now at Georgia, he owns almost every passing record there. He almost beat Alabama in the conference championship game. He almost beat them in the national championship, but then Tua threw his magical pass and beat him. Jake Fromm, he was the fan favorite at QB1, and the sad thing is, he sent a text message saying, and I quote, "Only elite whites should be able to purchase guns." Now this happens during the Black Lives Matter thing, which that you just can't say that. It's the wrong thing, first off. And he said it at the worst possible time. His friend later posted it, and I'm surprised he's still in the NFL right now. He doesn't deserve to be there. Of course, it's football. Of course, he's an amazing football player, but that text message, he probably shouldn't be on the Bills after that. Ultimately, he is a great football player, but the text message ultimately ended any hopes of him being a fan favorite over in Buffalo. And he's going to have to sit behind Josh Allen, who, by the running style that he runs by, I do think that Jake Fromm will get starting time because Josh Allen, the way that he runs, and because he runs so much, Josh Allen will be injured, and I do think that Jake Fromm will start a couple games in the NFL. His career highlight was beating Oklahoma in double overtime to advance to the college football championship to ultimately lose to Tua. And then in 2020, 5th-round draft pick by the Bills, and then he sent the text message. Great football player, fan favorite over in QB1, and I still think that he is one of the greatest Georgia quarterbacks of all time, if not the greatest. As always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. I will be coming up with Season 2 and Season 3 later, and I'll see you guys next time.